Yo, what's up guys? Joke here bringing you another video. This is going to be for actually the 3.18 pretty much announcement reveal, right? So I wanted to go ahead and watch this little trailer and give my opinions. I've seen a couple of other people go over it and hear what like their expectations are, and I figured I'd go ahead and go over kind of my opinion of this, as well as some things that I feel like may change and some things that, as long as everything stays this, you're perfectly safe to start if you like any of these types of builds. So they are going to be very broad. I'm just going to give you a generic subtype, but let's jump right into it. So first thing, you're going to see your little character right here, and then you are going to see the sentinel right here shooting a red laser at a group of, they look like zombies. So the fact that it is going ahead and it is a red laser, I'm going to go ahead and assume that this is going to be some kind of enrage. I really don't feel like the sentinel is helping us. I feel like this sentinel is going to be something that's enraging monsters, right? Think like ultimatum almost, where you had to pick like one of the effects and like the monsters constantly got stronger, right? I feel like it may be that type of thing from what I've seen, because I highly doubt GGG went ahead and gave us like a curse bot or a buff bot or something. Just because if you look in all of the snapshots, the sentinel's never targeting the player, right? The sentinel's always targeting the enemy. So like in this picture, right, it's a yellow beam. So obviously it's going to give different types of, I'm assuming, buffs to Minotaur, and then you have the player over here. Reason why I don't think this is actually affecting him negatively is because GGG's already expressed they don't really like the zoomy playstyle, so I highly doubt it's going to be anything like we get extra explosions or this makes the enemies weaker. They're trying to make Path of Exile harder. They've essentially said that. So I highly doubt this is going to be something that makes it easier. And then if we go back to this one, actually, this red beam, he's not actually shooting, but everything's affected. So I feel like there's going to be different settings in the sentinel that allow you to apply maybe different loot almost exactly like ultimatum, right? Better loot rewards for increasing the difficulty of the mobs around you. And this thing is going to go ahead and have like an AoE, and it's going to follow the player. So you get to choose. Now this one I found interesting, right? Because this dude's obviously using a bow, and the blue beam is chaining to the different monsters. So I have no idea what this one is going to be. Maybe a defensive buff instead of an offensive buff, because blue's usually tied with like that defensive layer, right? That's like it's grouping them together, making them all that more tanky. But that's pretty much it. Out of the 27 trailer, I guess only yeah, out of the 27-second trailer, only 16 seconds are actually a trailer. We find out more here in a couple of days, but that's pretty much it. I wanted to go over that trailer with you guys real quick. So let me go ahead and drag my handy dandy notepad over so I can show you guys a couple of things that I feel may be coming from this. Oh, so real quick, TLDR, I feel like it's going to be like an ultimatum type system where whatever the settings you set on your sentinel are, it's going to be more rewarding, but it's going to empower monsters in certain ways. Because GGG has essentially already stated that they don't want us to be zoomy and they don't want us to be fast, right? They've said that numerous times. They want to make the game harder. They don't want us to be fast. So I feel like it's going to be something that's actually empowering the mobs. So I can see it being pretty rippy until people get the hang of it. Accidentally selecting the wrong modifier, and then you're dead. But let's go ahead and check out a couple of things that I'm hoping, well, not hoping, but I'm kind of expecting, right? So Ashes of the Stars and Crystallized Omniscience, they're by far probably the two most used amulets in the game right now, just because they are so good. I mean, they just give you too much. Like with crystallized omniscience, you're going to go ahead and you're going to get that free LE pin. Plus, you can use gems that you may not have been able to use because the omniscience is going to go ahead and count for what you need. So it's going to allow you to use skill gems in a build that you may not have been able to use previously, right? Or the attribute requirement. So it changes up the type of gear and gems you can use on top of the fact of giving you a huge amount of LE res and penetration. So I feel like there might be some changes either to the rarity or its actual effect that may make this a little bit different. Same with Ashes of the Stars. I just feel like it's too common and it's too good for how common it is, right? The free +1 level to all skill gems and then the 29% quality. I love Ashes because it opened up so many roads for build diversity with like the alternate quality gems, right? But I feel like it's too good because it has the reservation efficiency, it has plus level, it has quality. So, and it's not even expensive. Like these items are so common that I think that's actually the problem. Next thing, Detonate Dead, Nightblade, Suppression changes. I feel like at least one of these things are going to see a change just because Nightblade has been running rampant with how OP it is. Suppression, super strong mechanic, and it's been unchanged for a couple of leagues. And Detonate Dead, people have showed clearing like Wave 30 Simulacrum with all blue items. Like the Detonate Dead, I believe it's Detonate Dead and something else. I forgot what the other one was. Um, I see one of those three at least seeing some kind of change because they're all just too strong right now. Aegis Aurora, same thing. You can tech it into almost any build that will benefit from it with essentially the block, the armor, the S, and that build's going to go ahead and essentially gain an insane amount of tankiness. It's going to be almost immortal for literally nothing. You get all res, you get ES back when you block. Like you just get too much, right? Kind of like with the amulets. I feel like we are probably going to see a change just because of how much it gives you. And like I was saying, GGG is trying to kill us. They want us to die. I mean, they won't say it outright, but changes they make, making us weaker, mobs stronger, they want us to die. Same thing with Melding of the Flesh. Kind of same as Aegis Aurora. It's just too easy to make it beneficial. I mean, right now I have 87 res with very like minimal investment in actually trying to get a higher res just because of the flat gems, right? With so I feel like that's gonna see maybe changes. Cast when damage taken and ward loops. If you look at POE Ninja, cast wall damage taken ward loop is kind of like rampant, and I believe from the way that GGG's been phrasing it is they don't like that type of play style. So I see that maybe getting some changes. Same thing with Cock. They already nerfed Cock. And Cock's still, I think, like the #1 played thing right now. So apart for that, changes to mana reservation. 80% of people have mana reservation spec'd in either with clusters or just the passives that are already on the tree. They already changed it once because I'm assuming they didn't like people reserving their entire mana pool. And that's why they changed like the cast and damage taken and the cock, right? Is because to try to counteract you reserving your whole mana pool and still getting to use stuff. So I feel like we may see some changes there. Brittle is insanely strong for how easy it is to get. You can crap out you can cap out your crit super easy if you have brittle. Like it's not even a challenge to get 100% crit. So I feel like there may be a little bit of changes brittle. Atlas tree changes. The reason why I bring this one up is because I feel like there's some things on here that just don't make sense. I mean, I don't think there was really anyone teching into the metamorph stuff, teching into the side areas. All of these nodes up here with the Ruckus and the Exiled Will, as well as the Lab Runner, right? I'm hoping we can get those swapped out for something like good. But the other part of me feels like, on the other hand, we're going to go ahead and see stuff like the shrines nerfed and stuff like that. Like the shrines and maybe the shaping the skies and stuff, the shaping nodes, because they want it to be longer, I believe. So I'm almost indefinite. We're going to see some changes here of a couple of these nodes. At the very least, I hope, because some of them are just all of these metamorph nodes you could replace with something else, or even leave like one cluster of metamorph nodes. But you don't need this many metamorph nodes. I don't know that many people that are like, oh my god, metamorph. So same things with that. Get rid of some of these dead nodes. Give us actually cool nodes that benefit us. That'd be really appreciated. Uh, oh, down to the safe starts, right? So minion trap mine chaos. Bex went on Reddit and said that there was going to be no balance manifesto. So I mean, take it with a grain of salt. There may still be some kind of a manifesto put out. Um, so take that with a grain of salt. But as of right now, best bets are going to be stuff like minions, traps, mine, chaos, just because they scale independently on their own super well, anyways. So even if they change it, unless they nerf it to high hell, these are still going to be perfect. So any type of minion, any type of trap, any type of mine, chaos skills, these are all going to be skills that still work, right? They're still going to be league start viable regardless of what they change, unless they specifically target these. Uh, Hopes I have for the upcoming league aren't that much. I mean, I just hope that there is enough to have it a cool enough league where it brings some of the content creators back. Because in my downtime, like I would watch like Dawn, The Crown, Dat Mods, Cute Dog, right? But none of them have actually been playing Path of Exile. So I think Nugian isn't playing right now. I know a lot of bigger content creators for Path of Exile aren't playing Path of Exile right now, and I'm pretty sure they took the league off. So sadly, I hope there is enough cool stuff to bring them back. Next thing, I want a good melee skill. I want a viable melee skill. Melee is just straight ass. I'm really hoping we can get like a cool melee skill that's viable. Apart from that, the only other thing I hope for is the league start not to be glitchy or buggy. And that's pretty much it. That's how I feel about this little video. I'm going to go ahead. I'm sorry this video is so late. I just got back from vacation. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and end here. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on your feelings on this. And until next time, take care.